call this meeting to order with the Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Donahue. Here. Donahue here. Carr.
Here.
Carr here. Slattery.
Here.
Slattery here. Osling.
Here.
Osling here. Pittman. Here. Pittman here. Johnson. Johnson absent. Fausto. Fausto absent. Thompson. Thompson absent. Johansson.
Present.
Johansson here. Hawley.
Here.
Hawley here. Poulos.
Here.
Poulos here. Lieta. Lieta absent. Bellato.
Here.
Bellato here. Rita. Rita absent. Not present, Your Honor.
Thank you very much. Move on to the next presentation of journal proceedings. I need a motion to approve the City Council minutes for the date of January 24th, 2017. Do I have a motion by Alderman Slattery, second by Alderman Carr? Any questions? Roll call, please.
Donahue.
Aye.
Donahue, aye. Carr.
Aye.
Carr, aye. Slattery.
Aye.
Slattery, aye. Osling.
Aye.
Osling, aye. Pittman.
Aye.
Pittman, aye. Johansson.
Aye.
Johansson, aye. Hawley.
Aye.
Hawley, aye. Poulos.
Aye.
Poulos, aye. Bellato.
Aye.
Bellato, aye. 9 ayes, Your Honor.
Thank you very much. Council?
Good evening. You are all welcome as observers to tonight's meeting. You are politely reminded that the purpose of the meeting is for the deliberation of the City Council and the Mayor regarding city governance and business. If you intend to speak, please, once recognized by the Mayor, approach the podium, announce your name and address. Please be further advised that comments may be limited to 3 minutes or afforded to the appropriate city personnel for follow-up.
Thank you very much. Anyone? Ms. Orozco?
Yes.
Good evening.
Good evening. I'm Rachel Orozco. I'm the co-captain of Neighborhood Watch Group 37. And as everyone knows, it's Black History Month. Our Black History program will be Friday this week. Dinner is from 6 to 7, 7 o'clock our program starts. Now during Black History Month, whatever happens, we kind of like celebrate it. 2 years ago, I went to Eisenhower School, and I spoke to some students about Career Day. And I told them, you know, when they leave Blue Island, they represent us. And I told them, you know, make sure you make us proud. And Randy called me, and I wasn't aware of it because I've been running around, and he told me that's exactly what they did. So, on behalf of Neighborhood Watch Group 37, we hereby express our sincere appreciation. This is to Coach Marion Costello, Certificate of Appreciation for outstanding performance, exceptional commitment. I also have one for Eisenhower, the high school. I know you want to keep yours. Okay. Also, assistant coach, Crystal Costello.
She's at practice.
Okay. Okay. And also the choreographer.
And she's at practice.
Okay. Good. All right.
All right.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
very much.
Anyone else? Stillman?
Good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Rayanne Zellman, 12057 Artesian. I'm here for 2 reasons. I'd like to introduce the City Council in Blue Island to our new director, Tom Wogan.
Welcome.
My name is Tom Logan. I'm very happy to meet all of you now. I've met some of you already a couple times, so very happy to be here. I am the new executive director of the Blue Island Park District. I am very excited to be directly involved in something that I think is a very valuable asset for the people of Blue Island. And one of the things that I think makes that asset even stronger is our partnerships, including our partnership with the city government. I came on in November, and one of the first things that we have engaged in was the Santa House project, where park employees brought the Santa House to different wards. one of the elements of that was that we charged a small fee for photos that was for charity purposes. As a result, a lot of the aldermen involved here and some other city officials raised over $1,000 for the Angel Touch charity. And so I have an envelope for everybody who was involved. It just has a letter of appreciation, a certificate of appreciation, and also a flyer with some photos from the various events. Also in here is my business card, and since I try to be a brave public servant, the direct line out here is my cell phone. So you can call me, text me, email me with anything that I can do to help facilitate and strengthen this partnership. So I want to introduce myself, say I look forward to working with all of you, and show the proper recognition for a very successful event around Christmas.
Thank you.
I believe Tom Holling's award won the Santa House, most people.
Oh, yeah, way to go. Thank you. Anyone else? If not, we'll move on to the next business. Report of city officials, presentations, and resolutions. Let me start out with this, on a personal note. The Cardinal dance team. Bless you. Sorry. I've known primarily all of you throughout the years as being mayor. I've seen you perform from the rec center, the John Day Vita Rec Center, and I've seen you perform when they have the race at St. Benedict's. I've seen you perform, as well as the other aldermen and the city officials, in different events around the city of Blue Island. What this city is made of is a diversified group of residents, of races, religions, creeds, etc. And what you demonstrated to the world, and I say to the world, you demonstrated it where you came from, your roots. As the mayor of the city of Blue Island, and this city council that's here with you, and the residents here, and the residents that are seeing this, who will see this on Channel 4, we're very proud of all of you for your accomplishments, not only in the state, but nationally. That performance, which we're going to see right now, and we're going to elaborate a little bit more once we see the video, is everything. It's everything. It's Blue Island. It's what it means to be giving to your community, giving it all. So, Mr. Hoyser, are you ready?
I am.
Let's show this video.
City Hip Hop finalists, Eisenhower.
One day, when the glory comes, it will be ours, it will be ours.
Hands to the heavens, no man, no weapon. Formed against, yes, glory is destined. Everyday women and men become legends. Sins that go against our skin become blessings. The movement is a rhythm to us. Freedom is like religion to us. Justice is juxtaposition in us. Justice for all just ain't specific enough. One son died, the spirit is revisiting us. True and living in us. Resistance is us. That's why Rosa sat on the bus. That's why we walk through Ferguson with our hands up. When it go down, we woman and man up. They say stay down, and we stand up. Shots be on the ground, the camera panned up. King pointed to the mountaintop, and we ran up. Every man, woman, and child. Even Jesus got his crown in front of a crowd. They march with the torch, we gon' run with it now. Never look back, we done gone hundreds of miles. The biggest weapon is to stay peaceful. We sing, our music is the cuts that we bleed through. No one can win a war individually. And take the wisdom of the elders and young people's energy. Welcome to the story we call victory. The coming of the Lord, my eyes have seen the glory.
One day, glory comes, it will be ours, it will be ours.
Let's hear it for Eisenhower again. Cardinal dance team, DTU Small Varsity Hip Hop National Champions of 2017. So residents of Blue Island, amongst you are the national champions. Not the state, national champions. Right here. The Cardinal dance team won the national championship in their division at the Dance Team Union Finals at Universal Studios, Florida on Sunday, February the 5th, 2017. Home of the Cardinals, Eisenhower High School shines as a culturally diverse learning community that provides the skills, knowledge, integrity students need to excel. And they did it. They represented not only our city, they represented our state, and they represented our nation, or what it should be. So let's hear it up for the Cardinal dance team. Throughout that day, through Facebook, social media, tweets, I was in contact with your coach, or at least she was seeing my comments. And I said, you got to bring it home. You have to bring it home. So hopefully, besides my message to you, gave the inspiration, what we needed, what this country needed. And let me bring the people up here. First, let me introduce Marian Castillo, head coach. Would you please step up, please? And I know our choreographer is not here, but let's give her a big round of applause. We also want to thank the parents, correct?
Yes.
Our athletic director, Dr. Weber. Let's do the parents and the kids, the students. I'm going to ask all of you to stand up, please. And I want you to come and stand behind us so that the people out here can see you and see what champions are made about. You are the champions. You are a community. You've accomplished a lot. I know that when you started this dance team, you probably had something thinking, I'm not going to do it, I'm not going to be able to do it. But you did it. You did it in front of the whole country. You're the best of the best. You're number one. You're not only number one in the country, you're number one in our hearts here in the city of Blue Island. And we thank you for being ambassadors, not only to our state, but to the city of Blue Island. Thank you very much from the bottom of our hearts. Picture all of you, everybody up here. City attorney, also come on, we're all one big team. This is Valentine's Day.
Hey, I'm mad.
And just like the Cubs, we expect something to come next year too. A ring meeting.
That's what I said, I'm mad. I got the
We're going to do one of these. Here, I'm going to do one of my favorite ones. Can we do it this way? Yeah. And they know I always take pictures like this, so they're ready to go. So again, on behalf of the city, we congratulate all of you. Continue doing this. Keep reaching for the stars. Your dreams do come true. You showed it. You demonstrated that they do come true. And again, from the bottom of our heart, and all the elected officials behind you, thank you for representing your city. Another positive stuff for Dwight. And we also have another group of champions. The Veterans Student Council. Again, as the mayor of the city of Blue Island, I want to take this opportunity to congratulate on the hard work everyone has done this past year
been part of one of the most attractive groups in the school. Last year and just recently, the Veteran Student Council stepped up and took part in several building and community activities. To list a few: National Night Out, the Robins Day Parade, Barbecue on the Hill, Trunk or Treat, the 4th of July, Farmers Market, Kris Kringle Market, the Blue Island Light Parade, and most recently, as last week, the Craft Fair. I'm going to want Ms. Zillman to please step up. The parents, again, of these students, and the students. I want the students to stand up, please. There's approximately, 21 of you? And again, this group of students and their parents, I've seen, again, volunteer in all these activities that we saw around the town. And you've known since day one as the mayor, my mentor was the late President Kennedy. In fact, I was born January 20th, 1962 when he took office. And he's always been my mentor. Giving back to the community, as well as the Eisenhower dance team. This is the future. These are the future of Blue Island, of the state, of the country, of the world. And these students, as well as the dance team, give back to the community the way it should be done. And we have certificates of appreciation, and we're going to hand them out. If you want to read out their names.
Caleb.
And this is coming from the city of Blue Island.
Naomi.
Again, we want to thank the parents and the students for the long hours, the dedication that they've given not only to their school, but to the community. And again, I'm going to ask all the aldermen and elected officials. They do.
Oh, I do.
Oh. Thank you very much. I was at the Arts and Crafts Show with them, and this young lady here was eating some Pop-Tarts. She says, "Do you know that the mayor loves Pop-Tarts?" Where's mine? So I told her, you know what? Hopefully, when I see you next, you'll bring some Pop-Tarts with strawberries. The same way I want the elected officials, if you don't mind, the aldermen to stand in front of this young group of leaders, who will be the leaders not only of this city, this state, this country, but the world. We elected you. And their commitment, and don't give up. Keep striving. Are we ready? We're going to do the same thing. Can we do it the same way? We're going to leave the There you go. There you go. And when you get older, you're going to remember this day. It's the day that the mayor received the Pop-Tarts Blessed Message. Hold the certificates up. All straight. Right in front of you. Go ahead. Are we okay now? All right. Well, congratulations. Give him a big round of applause. Thank you.
All right.
Again, we do have a lengthy agenda. If anybody wants to leave now, the moment would be to do it now. We can break for the next 2 or 3 minutes, whoever wants to leave. If not, you're all welcome to stay. Thank you again. Go Cardinals. Let me move on now to the next piece of business here. Under the mayor's announcements, let me say the following. A lot of things have been positive in Blue Island. This past weekend, the Sun-Times did an article. Someone related to me, but I think it's very important to mention. Josefina Sanchez de Mendoza was my great aunt. She would have turned 99 in March. If I'm not mistaken, March the 3rd of this year. She passed away less than a month ago. And the Sun-Times did an article, full-page, double-page article about her life, where she started in central Mexico, but everything started because of a photograph that she sent to my late great-uncle, and he madly fell in love with that photograph and then said, I need to meet that woman. And he went searching for her back in Mexico, and they got married in 1948, raised 5 children here in Blue Island. He worked in the steel mills in Gary, and the children were very successful, going to college, have grandchildren, great-grandchildren, etc. So it's a nice story, again, about the connection, the roots of Blue Island being a very immigrant community. And you should read it if you get a chance. Google it. It was on the Sunday edition, early edition of Sunday on the Chicago Sun-Times this past week. We move on to the next part of business. Again, at this time, we're going to take a little break, but it's going to be the next business that we need to address. I'd like to open the public hearing regarding the proposed TIF 7. I want to introduce to you Mr. Bob Rishnicki from Kane McKenna. It's all yours, Mr. Rishnicki.
Thank you, Mayor, members of the City Council. And you put me in a tough place after that last 2 presentations, but we'll do the best we can.
Thank you.
We're here in a process that the city started really in October 2016. This is regarding the proposed TIF District number 7. It's the area bounded roughly by 139th Street on the north, 142nd on the south, and then ComEd right away. A little bit of Cooper's Grove on the west, and California on the east. And
can I interrupt for a quick
yes.
second as a point of order here? If we could have a motion to adjourn to go into our
That's fine. We have a motion to adjourn the regular meeting by Alderman recess by Alderman Donahue, second by Alderman Osley, for the purpose of conducting a public hearing on the agenda on the proposed TIF 7. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Go ahead.
We're okay now?
No, we're now.
All right, now that works. So again, for this area in question, we started this, city started this in terms of the initial study of the area by our firm along with city staff in October and November. Then in December, mid-December, you passed a resolution setting up this public hearing as well as a joint review board. And in order to consummate the process, there were a series of notices that were in advance of this meeting, and the city has complied with all the notices pursuant to the Illinois Tax Increment Act. There were a series of notices to all the taxing districts in the state of Illinois. There was also notices of the newspaper, 2 publications, notices to all the addresses within 750 feet of the boundary area that I described, and lastly, certified mail notices to all the taxpayers of record within TIF 7. So from the standpoint of compliance with the Act, the city, again, has complied with all the notices required before February 14th today. Another item that was taken care of before this meeting was on January 5th. We met with taxing districts, affected taxing districts of the area, and they provided a unanimous recommendation to the City Council to proceed with the designation of the certificate that occurred on January 5th. And as a result of that, it was an advisory recommendation. No action would be taken today, it's just a hearing. Again, the city attorney would advise you have up to 14, you have to wait 14 days, but no more than 90 days to consider the ordinances which would actually designate this area. The area in question, again, we're proposing land uses, or your city's proposing land uses consistent with what's there, primarily residential, single-family residential, institutional and recreational uses, as well as some limited commercial along the north end of the area. The TIF plan requires the city to make certain findings, which were done. We discussed that with the Joint Review Board in terms of the area's eligibility. Again, we went over those findings. We also had to provide for the group, and it has been on file at the city clerk's office, a draft TIF plan, and again, it will remain a draft until you take in all the comments from the public or any other written comments that you may get. But the TIF plan provides for up to a 23-year period in which the TIF would be in place. It has a budget of $17.5 million, which again is conditioned upon actual receipt of the monies on a pay-as-you-go basis. You've done several TIFs before in the past. And it also provides for a projected EAD and land uses. Again, land uses are consistent with what we see here, or what we see currently. Again, you know, the TIF from a standpoint of the taxpayer, it's not a new tax, it's not like a special service tax. People within the TIF pay the same taxes as if they were outside of the TIF. Their property is uniformly assessed, whether you're inside or outside of the TIF. The only differential is if value increases because of either new building or additions to current buildings, that increase in value and the corresponding taxes goes into a special fund, which is administered by the city of Blue Island. That fund is separately audited. And you can only use the proceeds within the boundaries of that area for redevelopment activities. And those redevelopment activities include the most important one is infrastructure. It could also be used for building rehabilitation, for public buildings and public improvements associated within that area, as well as land assembly or, again, rehab for private and public buildings. So again, the plan's been on file since early December. It's been available for review. We have had a preliminary review with the taxing districts. They gave their recommendation to the city council, which I'm reporting today. And you know, we'd be glad to answer any questions that the city council has. Otherwise, Mayor, at this next point would be open up for public comment.
Any comments from the elected officials? From the public? You can name an address, please.
Portland Article, 2825 West 140th Street. So the life of the TIF is 23 years, and it's a $17 million budget. What benefits is this going to bring to the homeowners besides the tax increase on our homes?
If I can.
You may.
Again, the folks who have been inside this area for TIF 7 have been in the TIF for the last 20 years. That's TIF number 3. What we're doing is taking out a portion of TIF 3, reconstituting as TIF 7 to finish up some of the work. The work as it relates to further development on the south part is still to be done, as well as further improvements to the recreation center and some infrastructure. TIF is not a new tax. I want to be clear on that. It's not a tax increase. If your property value goes up because you put an addition on, as I said, or there's a triennial reassessment period, the value would go up. The taxes are extended on that same value. Again, if you're in the TIF or you're outside of the TIF, you're a couple blocks away in 137th, you guys pay the same tax rate. What happens is the increase due to the increase in value, not through a city tax or school tax, the tax rate is unaffected. Normally, those taxes would be diverted to the other taxing districts. What happens is that increase in value and those taxes associated with go to the special fund. So it's the same taxes, they're just going to a different spot. And the benefits, you've seen some of the benefits so far in TIF 3 in terms of the redevelopment that occurred there, some of the subdivisions that's been there, some of the infill programs, city infrastructure that was put in there a number of years ago, over 15 years ago, improved the water and sewer system that allowed development to go forward. And that's primarily what you see, through the TIF. It's for primarily bricks and sticks, public improvements as it relates not only to infrastructure, but also to the rec center, possible redevelopment along 139, where you have some vacant lots out there right now, and maybe tying into the Metro Center that's there. Those are the kind of things that the city would use money for. And again, it's not like there's going to be a special add-on tax. There's not. It's a real important point. The value as it increases gets taxed the same way, but the county splits. The county would say, okay, the old value, what they call the base, that goes to all the taxing districts. That's on your tax bill: Forest Preserve, County, Township, Park District. They all continue to get their share of that original base taxes. Any increase that the city has made possible through either infrastructure or its efforts, that gets captured in the area. If they're not successful, there are no taxes within the area. And in fact, there's a requirement now, they changed it, that if it doesn't happen within 7 years, city has to terminate the district. Basically they have to say, okay, we'll fold up the tent and this didn't work. So there are some safeguards. There's a separate audit that's done every year. We share that with the state of Illinois and with the taxing districts. So there's some safeguards built into the program. But again, it's performance-based. That's the hope. And there will be some development on the south end, some development on the north end, and that would provide the increment. It's kind of a self-sustaining system. That would provide the increment that would help out more public infrastructure. So it's not a direct cost to the residents who are in there, but it basically allows for more public improvements to be financed not through a new tax, but through the existing tax payments.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, I mean, here's some information too about the program. And it's got a little chart in there that shows how.
Anyone else?
And I'm going to leave these up here, Mayor. Again, it has some of the background that we talked about and how TIF works.
If you don't mind putting it maybe in the back table this way, whoever wants one can get one during the meeting or after the meeting. Anything else?
That would conclude our presentation.
Okay. At this time,
You would have a question.
I would close the meeting, the public hearing meeting. Unless that lady, the young lady, just one other time. Okay.
Mayor, I make a motion, we close the public hearing on the TIF 7th.
Motion, we have a second by Alderman Pittman. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you very much. The meeting is closed regarding TIF, proposed TIF number 7, regarding public hearing. Now I need a motion to reconvene the regular meeting by Alderman Slattery, second by Alderman Pittman. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Thank you very much. We will move on to the next piece of business, city business. Any bids, city clerk?
No bid, Your Honor.
City clerk's business?
Yes, I need a motion to approve a request from Lincoln Elementary School to have their 5th annual walkathon on Friday, April 28th at 9:15 a.m. to approximately 10:45 a.m.
Okay. We have a motion by Alderman Slattery, second by Alderman Mulatto. Any questions? Roll call, please.
Donahue.
Aye.
Donahue, aye. Carr.
Aye.
Carr, aye. Slattery.
Aye.
Slattery, aye. Osling.
Aye.
Osling, aye. Pittman. Aye. Pittman, aye. Johansson.
Aye.
Johansson, aye. Holly.
Aye.
Holly, aye. Poulos.
Aye.
Poulos, aye. Mulatto.
Aye.
Mulatto, aye. Now, that's
Thank you very much. Anything else?
it.
City treasurer?
Yes, Your Honor. All the aldermen should have received a reconciliation statement of all the bank statements of January 31st, 2017. Should be a motion.
We have a motion by Alderman Hawley, second by Alderman Donahue. Any questions? Roll call, please.
Donahue.
Aye.
Carr.
Aye.
Carr, aye. Slattery.
Aye.
Slattery, aye. Osling.
Aye.
Osling, aye. Pittman.
Aye.
Pittman, aye. Johansson.
Aye.
Johansson, aye. Holly.
Aye.
Holly, aye. Poulos.
Aye.
Poulos, aye. Mulatto.
Aye.
Mulatto, aye. Very nice.
Thank you very much.
Okay, we'll put this in the back table.
All right. City attorney? No business. Committee reports. Community Development Committee?
No report, Your Honor. Our next meeting is on Wednesday, March 8th at 7 o'clock in the City Council chambers.
Thank you. Finance Committee?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Couple items for this body's consideration. First is a motion for approval of payroll, January 27th, 2017, for $348,070.17.
Is there a motion, second by Alderman Osley? Any questions? Roll call, please.
Donahue.
Aye.
Donahue, aye. Carr.
Aye.
Carr, aye. Slattery.
Aye.
Slattery, aye. Osling.
Aye.
Osling, aye. Pittman.
Aye.
Pittman, aye. Johansson.
Aye.
Johansson, aye. Holly.
Aye.
Holly, aye. Pulos.
Aye.
Pulos, aye. Bellato.
Aye.
Bellato, aye. 9 ayes, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Next is a motion for approval of accounts payable, February 8th, 2017, for $606,560.28.
Got a motion, second by Alderman Carr. Any questions? Roll call, please.
Donahue.
Aye.
Donahue, aye. Carr.
Aye.
Carr, aye. Slattery.
Aye.
Slattery, aye. Osling.
Aye.
Osling, aye. Pittman.
Aye.
Pittman, aye. Johansson.
Aye.
Johansson, aye. Holly.
Aye.
Holly, aye. Pulos.
Aye.
Pulos, aye. Bellato.
Aye.
Bellato, aye. 9 ayes, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Next is an ordinance regarding travel, meal, and lodging expenses for the city of Long Island, county of Cook, and state of Illinois.
Got a motion, second by Alderman Slattery. Any questions? Roll call, please.
Donahue.
Aye.
Donahue, aye. Carr.
Aye.
Carr, aye. Slattery.
Aye.
Slattery, aye. Osling.
Aye.
Osling, aye. Pittman.
Aye.
Pittman, aye. Johansson.
Aye.
Johansson, aye. Holly.
Aye.
Holly, aye. Pulos.
Aye.
Pulos, aye. Bellato.
Aye.
Bellato, aye. 9 ayes, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Next is a resolution authorizing execution of agreement with Wermer, Rogers, Duran, Rusin for financial consulting services for the city of Blue Island.
Got a motion, do we have a second? Second by Alderman Johansson. Any questions? Roll call, please.
Donahue.
Aye.
Donahue, aye. Carr.
Aye.
Carr, aye. Slattery.
Aye.
Slattery, aye. Osling.
Aye.
Osling, aye. Pittman.
Aye.
Pittman, aye. Johansson.
Aye.
Johansson, aye. Holly.
Aye.
Holly, aye. Pulos.
Aye.
Pulos, aye. Bellato.
Aye.
Bellato, aye. 9 ayes, Your Honor.
Thank you.
All right, we also have a resolution authorizing execution of an agreement with Man Anastasia for per diem consulting services for the city of Blue Island.
Have a motion, do we have a second by Alderman Osling? Any questions? Mr. Alderman Pittman?
On the per diem consulting agreement on item number 2, duties, the third sentence, it says consultant shall act as an advisor to the, on all matters pertaining to the operations of the finance department. I think that should be, city should be inserted in there.
That's fine. We will do this all. So noted. Thank you very much. Any other questions? We got a motion, got a second? Roll call, please.
Donahue.
No.
Donahue, no. Carr.
Aye.
Carr, aye. Slattery.
Aye.
Slattery, aye. Osling.
Aye.
Osling, aye. Pittman.
Aye.
Pittman, aye. Johansson.
No.
Johansson, no. Holly.
Aye.
Holly, aye. Pulos.
Aye.
Pulos, aye. Bellato.
Aye.
Bellato, aye. 7 ayes and 2 nays, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Finally is a resolution of approval of a renewal of a Class 6B real estate tax incentive abatement for property located at 13611 Thornton Road, City of Blue Island, Cook County, Illinois.
Got a motion, do we have a second? By Alderman Pittman. Any questions? Roll call, please.
Donahue.
Aye.
Donahue, aye. Carr.
Aye.
Carr, aye. Slattery.
Aye.
Slattery, aye. Osling.
Aye.
Osling, aye. Pittman.
Aye.
Pittman, aye. Johansson.
Aye.
Johansson, aye. Holly.
Aye.
Holly, aye. Pulos.
Aye.
Pulos, aye. Bellato.
Aye.
Bellato, aye. 9 ayes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Anything else? Nothing? Public Health and Safety Committee?
No report, Your Honor. We did have a meeting tonight. That minutes from that will be read at the next city council meeting. And our next regular meeting is March the 14th.
Thank you very much. Municipal Services Committee?
No report. We met before city council tonight. We will have something for the next city council.
Thank you. Judiciary Committee? Any report?
No formal report, but there is an ordinance to rescind the handicap parking restrictions at 1814 High Street in the city of Blue Island, county of Cook, and state of Illinois. I'd like to make that a motion.
Got a motion, do I second by Alderman Slattery? Any questions? Roll call, please.
Donahue.
Aye.
Donahue, aye. Carr.
Aye.
Carr, aye. Slattery.
Aye.
Slattery, aye. Osling.
Aye.
Osling, aye. Pittman.
Aye.
Pittman, aye. Johansson.
Aye.
Johansson, aye. Holly.
Aye.
Holly, aye. Poulos.
Aye.
Poulos, aye. Bellato.
Aye.
Bellato, aye. 9 ayes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Anything else? Nothing from judiciary? Any aldermanic announcements or comments? Go ahead, Alderman.
Thank you, Mayor. So I missed the last meeting and I was unable to comment on this, so I would like to thank the police department for their work in catching the people responsible for the home invasions, burglaries, car break-ins that were occurring in the 3rd Ward, East Side neighborhood during the fall and winter months. It seemed for a while there was incident after incident occurring, and the police department and administration stepped up and caught the people responsible who were committing these terrible actions. So bottom of my heart, thank you. I'd also like to debunk some rumors that have been floating around recently about the tactical unit that was created. It wasn't created exclusively for the 3rd Ward. It has been used along Western Avenue to perform bar safety checks. It's been used in other parts of the city to stop people from stealing the Cadillac converters and other home invasions. This tactical unit has not made the police presence in the city smaller. It has done the opposite. It has supplemented and complemented our men and women in uniform that provide daily police patrols to our neighborhood. And finally, I'd like to comment on a rather disgusting and disrespectful statement that was made. It's in regard to a single mother and her 12-year-old daughter and having their home broken into. Leaders don't say things like a robbery reportedly or allegedly happened. Cowards do, not leaders. So thank you, Mayor, thank you, Police Department, for catching the bad guys responsible for it.
You're welcome. Thank you. Any other
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to echo Alderman Donahue's thanks to the police department. Our meet and greet patrols are out on the street. They're doing a fantastic job. The patrol cars are going through the alleyways up on the northeast side and throughout all of Blue Island. We've got a fantastic police department. They're friendly to our citizens. They are respectful to our citizens, and I appreciate what's being done with that department. Additionally, I'd like to thank Public Works for all the support they've given me over my entire term as alderman. The Public Works group is fantastic, and we all know we've got a great fire department. So thank you, city employees, thank you, departments, for making our city a great place to live.
Thank you, Alderman. Any other Alderman?
Happy Valentine's Day.
That's right.
Mayor?
Alderman Carr, go ahead.
Yeah, I know it was brought up earlier, but just to remind everybody that Black Culture Night is going to be held here this coming Friday. The doors open at 6 and they're serving dinner at 6 o'clock. It's open to everyone. There is no cost.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Again, as from the mayor's office, happy Valentine's to the ladies and the gentlemen in around the city. Again, we try to make this meeting as quickly as possible so you can get back to your loved ones. I need a motion to adjourn. We have a motion by Alderman Pittman, second by Alderman Carr. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Happy Valentine's Day, everyone.
Thank you.